Hey guys, this is a basic video on how to plot scatter plot on your Excel from a set of data you have got. Here we have taken two set of data x1 y1 and x2 y2. Just consider these are the two values received from any two machines during your research. So basically you can just go to insert scattered plot. You can choose any type of plot you want. I would like to choose lines with points. So click on it, you go here, right click and select data. You add data, you just select the y, and what are the x values for the y. One, you select column and you just delete it, go to y1 and the data. Okay, so we've got this type of graph, line graph for these two set of data. And the problem is the x-axis is on the middle of our graph, that is starting from the zero. So what we want to do, we want to put it on at the bottom of your graph. So just select it, double click, and this menu will pop up. You just go down to label, and it's next to the axis now. Just go low. If you select high, it will go on the top, and if you just do none, it will disappear. So we go low. That's it. From this menu, we can choose the minimum values for the maximum minimum values for our axis also. Okay, so this is also important. This is display units. So for example, if you have large data in millions, thousands, you just can go here, select for example hundreds, then it will scale down to the hundredths, and if you do none, then it will display what we have got on your shells. Okay, so we'll plot the next data now. Just right click here, select data, again add, you can just choose y2 also here, type, okay, so x-axis is this one, so select this, so go to y values, delete pre-existing, select the y values we've got, then okay. So we've got two line graphs. Now the problem is the y values of the second graph are too higher than the previous one, so we cannot actually see the behavior of the last graph due to the minimized view. So to remove this problem, we can just select one data and move it to the secondary axis here. So just double click here, this menu will pop up, select secondary axis. Now this graph will move to the secondary axis. Now we can view the behavior of both of the graphs, but the problem is we can see the x values are also different, so we cannot actually determine what compare the actual behavior of two graphs, because we have taken two different values while doing our experiment. So to find out the actual comparison of these two graphs, we can just go to add chart element. We can add another axis, that is secondary horizontal. Now it's beautiful. Look, both the behavior of both the graph is going in similar way. So it shows that the behavior of both of the machine is similar, but the factor by which the machines are operating is different. and we can do a couple of other things. We can just go to add chart element. We can add the legend wherever we want, left, right, bottom. So this blue one is y1 and orange one is y2, and again we can add the axis titles, primary horizontal, let's say machine 1 x elements, or anything what you have chosen, and you can just go to axis title, primary vertical, what you can do, just machine 1 output, yeah, machine 1 output. We can add any units we have, volts, anything, yeah. So just modify this one also, machine 1 inputs, so maybe resistance, maybe current, so unit can be amps. Alright, similarly we can add axis titles, prime, secondary, horizontal, machine 2 outputs, and it's on false. So again we can put axis titles, secondary vertical, and it's machine 2 output. Bit of mistake we did here. It's false, and this is input. And it's amps, and again we can add the axis type chart title above chart, so comparison of machine 1 and machine 2, performance. Okay, you can even make them block for clarity, for the good contrast. Okay, we can add, we can remove these grid lines, or we can add these ones. We can add from here chart elements, yes, grid lines. We can primary horizontal, we can add primary verticals, we can add minor, major, primary, minor, horizontal. I just like to add only major lines, and we can move this legend anywhere we like, inside the graph, in our report sometimes we need to put the legend inside the main graph. Okay, and we can save this as picture wherever we like. Okay, I want to save it in desktop. Okay, so graph 1 save, so it's saved on your computer, and you can use that graph anytime you like. And the most important thing is, if we want to change any data here, so for example we have done any mistake, so we have plotted 90 instead of 9, so our graph has gone bizarre, and by looking into the graph we know something's wrong with that point. We straight went back to our data. Oh, we knew it's 90, so we can just edit. If we edit here, our graph will automatically be updated. Hope it helps on your study. Thank you. Good luck.